All right, we on. All right. Hey, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Before we begin, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachakwadash. Also, as well, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that still to this very day continually rule very well. That's continually feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Shai. And I'm also as well, shalom, much due honors to the hopefully elect that's also pushing forth this word continually and continuing to spread this gospel, this good news unto the members of the hopefully elect or the other members of the hopefully elect in all faith, truth, and sincerity, and in all charity. And of course, and as you see the title, we're going to go into the topic of they love not their lives. Okay. And which that's going into the elect of the nation of Israel in which, unbeknownst to the people or the modern day person today, they don't understand that this current life that we're living today, this is not really living. You know, the lives that we're living today is based on oppression. You know, is based on trying to make ends meet. You know, and basically just trying to survive at this point because now, as you see, prophecies are happening left and right, and you see things are becoming chaotic. And as you see as well, you've been noticing, you know, prices been skyrocketing. Okay, the professions and things that the people get into before, you know, they're no longer so amped up and optimistic when it comes to their own professions or their own careers and you know outlook as far as this society goes. But they don't understand that these are the last times which Yahweh Bashmel Shai has spoken of before. You know, scriptures speak on that. It says things in ancient times, things are declared that are not happened yet, in which they're on the horizon. But as far as the elect goes, the mentality of the elect is to get the hell up out of here. You know, to get the hell up out of Babylon the Great and to forsake this place. Because when you look at the history and what has taken place concerning our people, you understand that this place that we live in today is not for our turn, and it never has been. You know, we didn't come on here. You know, we didn't come over to America and Babylon the Great on cruise ships. Okay, you got to remember that. We came over here on hardcore bondage. We came tight packed over here in Babylon the Great. You know, and we were made to serve, and we were made to serve for our punishment. And that's what Jake forget about. They forget that the number one reason why we're here in Babylon is to serve judgment. You know, that's the main reason why we're here. But also as well, prophecies got to happen too, because Babylon is spoken of within the scriptures, and Babylon and this place, America, is the seat for judgment or great judgment. Okay, and that's why now the mentality of the elect is that our lives that we're living today, you know, we are not regarding these lives as our first priority. The reason why is because it's not going to be here for much longer. And as you see, as things are happening left and right, as days goes on, 2023 is start off with a bang. You know,
Yep.
literally. If you've been noticing in the news, you know, you've been seeing mass shootings happening, okay, and also famine on the horizon, man. You and actually, if you pay attention to the news, like on New Year's Day, you've been seeing the whole line of like murders and gun, you know, shootings happening left and right, and that lets you know that's the spirit that is being brought here on the soils of Babylon the Great, the sword, okay, judgment, great judgment, all
Mhm.
right, death. Okay, and that's what this place promotes, and that's why the elect of the nation of Israel do not share in the same optimistic views as far as these other people are. Our optimism is for the kingdom. That's
See,
our optimism. That's our vision. That's what we want. We want the kingdom. We're not studying this life that we're living today, because we know what comes out of it, death. All right, but you go ahead and grab the precept unless you hold some you want to get real quick.
Kyle was holding some real quick to back up a statement that you said. This the book of Second Ezra 16, and I'm gonna start at verse 40. It says, "Oh, my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth." And just adding
Bring it
back
out.
on, just adding back what you was saying, not being accustomed unto this place. No, basically constantly being on the move, being in an uncomfortable state, man. You know, because again, Future, he had a song that came out, one of the hottest songs of 2020. It was bitch, don't get too comfortable, man. Because
Mm-hmm.
comfortability ultimately going to lead into your death, especially living here in Babylon the Great. You know,
Yeah, God. Yeah. And that's a beautiful precept. It says, be as even pilgrims on the earth. Okay.
Mhm.
Because and that's the mentality, hey, that's the mentality of the elect right there. That's part of it. Being as pilgrims on the earth, a pilgrim, right? And actually, what was that scripture? Second Esdras 16
16 and 40.
and 40. Okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
let me go ahead and do this here.
Okay.
Um, let's see, Slakia. Yeah, because I want to get that scripture because I want to get that word pilgrim real
Okay.
quick. And if I can, all right, here we go. Yeah, so let's get that word real quick. Pilgrim, if I can. Let me see what this got. It may not get it here. Yeah, it's all good. Let's do this. Let's do a word search. But you got something else lined up? Oh, you want to grab something else real
I
quick
got
while
I
I get the definition?
okay. I had in like the regular Google definition
Yeah. Go ahead and get it. You got it.
where pilgrim just a regular Google definition. I'm gonna go to the last one. It says travel or wander like a pilgrim. You know,
Mm-hmm. God. Yep.
basically right here is another one in the Merriam-Webster. It says one who journey in foreign lands. You know, it
Mm,
says
mm,
one who travels to a shrine or holy place as a devotee, and that's pretty much it, man. You know,
yeah.
because it says one who journeys in a foreign land, America, Babylon the Great. This is a foreign land that we're living in, man. This is a foreign land where the Lord Yahweh Shemal Shai has us going. So you can't get comfortable at a place that's not your house, man. You know, you gotta help. So
Yeah,
like,
that's it. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, and one is it says one that journey into foreign lands. And key point here is foreign land. In other words, a land that's not ours. Okay.
this is
That what it means by that.
foreign land.
You got a little background of what's going on, by the way. Uh, but yeah, like it says here, it says one who journeys in foreign land. So we're in a foreign land today, which is America. Okay. So why in the world, Jake, would you try to make your home in a foreign land, a land that's not yours? And Jake is literally went
Kind
and
of feel
did
like
that.
on my end it kind of froze up.
Okay, you still good up? Okay, it's all good. But just expound on it while the brother get everything going here on this end. Yeah, so it says here in foreign land. So again, basically us being in Babylon the Great, this ain't our home, man. You know, especially a place where you're being oppressed continually, and Jake doesn't even regard that. They don't consider that the land that they're in today is based off of our oppression. And when you look at it, it was really built against us because everything that's centered around Babylon the Great is completely contrary to what Yahweh Bashmel Shai has laid down. And Esau knows that, which Esau Edom being the true biblical nationality of the so-called white man. He knows that everything that's set up here in Babylon the Great is add the brother back in. Yeah, so everything here in Babylon the Great is completely built against us, and we know this because the things that are here is going off against the things that are written. It's contrary to what our Lord wants us to do. How He wants us to live. Because when you see the state of our people, they're not living, man, and the lives that they're living today is is based off of us continually being in a lower state. That's
Mhm.
why the music is all messed up. The food that has been promoted to us is all messed up. And Esau know what he's doing, man. He knows that we're the people of the Lord, so that's why he has these things set up in the first place, to make sure our people stay in that lower state. This is how much this man hates you, okay? Because that's what our people don't understand, the hatred that this man has for us, the hatred that Esau has for Israel. This is a hatred. This is an ancient hatred that's going back to the womb. And here it is. You have this place, America, which again is Babylon the Great, that this man had us built. All right, and I gotta throw that out there because the infrastructure and everything that's here in America is based off of what the backs and the blood that we put in hardcore bondage. And we were the ones that set up this man's infrastructure. We were the ones that was on the fields building this man's place up. And now that it's built up, now he has cleverly designed and etched this place in a way to where now the same people that have built up his infrastructure are the same people that are being oppressed, which is us. Okay.
Mhm.
And see, now again, like it says here, we're in foreign lands. So the mentality of somebody that's in a foreign land, that means that they're not going to stay there for long, man. And their mentality is to move, to get out of that land. Okay. Not to make it your permanent stay, not to make it your permanent home, because our home is on the other side of the world, man. Okay. That's where our home is. Okay. And which really, if you want to get into it, really our home is really the spirit world. But the Lord has us here, and really the earth was made for our, specifically in the first place, was made for our enjoyment. That's why when the Lord set up the Garden of Eden, right? When you go into that word Eden, it means paradise, okay, which is Idon. So it's made for us to flourish. But the sequence of events happened which ended up to us being here now, which is all a part of the story, you know. Yahweh Bashmel Shai set it up this way in the first place for us to experience what happens when you set your foot in wickedness and you see the result, you know. And now we know better. Now we know what happens when you do set your foot in wickedness and you transgress his words. This is the result. Okay. But not to stray too far away from the topic, hey, we're pilgrims, man. You know, that's why we don't regard this life as something to promote. Okay, yeah, we here in Babylon the Great, we got things going on, we got our own business or what have you. But at the end of the day, our mentality is to go into the kingdom. That's where our minds are right now. We're setting our sights on the kingdom. Okay, because here, this place is gonna go up in smoke very soon. Okay, but you had something else out.
Yeah, I got another one real quick.
Hmm.
This the book of Second Ezra 14 in verse 14. It says, "Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times."
Man, you got out.
Kind of just and back into what you just said, it's dangerous times that's coming here, man. So it's no way you should be comfortable when all hell is finna get ready to break loose, man. You know, when shit is finna get ready to hit the fan, the famine, the sword, the pestilence, the MOTB, all these prophecies are basically brewing up, man. But the Jake, for lack of better words, the people that's comfortable in this society, they can't see it. So when these things do come, they're going to be swept off their feet, for the lack of better words, you
Yeah,
know?
that's it. Yeah, and also as well, expound on that. It says to let go of the mortal thoughts. See, the thoughts of the common man. See, when you deal in the realm of the elect of the nation of Israel, the elect are not common. Okay,
Mhm.
the way far out than that. Because the Lord Yahweh Bashmel Shai has given his elect men that special ingredient that no one else has. Okay, in which that main ingredient that's especially missing out of the nation of Israel is faith, belief. And that's why even the Lord put forth that question saying, when he returns, will he yet find faith on the earth? And that was the Lord, throwing that out there, because when you look at it today, This land today is barren of faith. The only ones that even have faith in this time today are the true believers, right? Which again are the elect of the nation of Israel. So these mortal thoughts, right? Basically, what having the mentality of where you're gonna be in the next 5, 10 years. We're not even looking that far, man. We're not looking that far. We're not looking to another 5, 10, 15, 20 years being here in Babylon the Great. Okay? Because first and foremost, we're measuring the times, which is by prophecy, right? And when you measure the times by prophecy, you see that we don't have another 5 years, man. And I'm just saying that through the Spirit, because we don't have the timetable that the Lord has, because the Most High, He has His own schedule, you know, of things happening. But we don't, but us, all right, we don't see this place continuing on any further than where it is now. All right. And that's why, and that's another thing too. You've been noticing times are speeding up. Okay. Right. We're here it's 2023 right now. Yesterday, you could have swore it was 2020 or 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So here it is, like the scripture says, it says, let go for the immortal thoughts, like I just read. And it says, oh, it also as well, it says, cast away the burdens of man. See that? Which again, going back to the affairs of common men. All right. And that's why another scripture, right? It says, those that buy as they bought not, roughly paraphrasing, and those that sold as they sold not, roughly paraphrasing. But actually, Slakia, if I can, actually, I want to see if I can get that real quick.
I got y'all.
Oh, you got okay, con. Yeah, so while I was getting it, again, from here, it says, cast away the burdens of man and put off now the weak nature. Okay, and that's another thing. When all hell breaks loose, you can't be in this fashion. Being of the weak nature, which again goes back to the burns of man. Well, and what's the burns of man? All right, them trying to figure out, how they're gonna set up the next generation, what have you, or try to set up their own establishment here in Babylon the Great. Which again, like I said, this place is gonna disappear soon. So it makes no sense whatsoever to continue in an illusion, in a dream that can disappear in an hour. And the scriptures tell you that this place is going to be destroyed in 1 hour. That's all it's going to take for the Lord to completely decimate and destroy Babylon the Great. Versus the number of years that our people, especially Esau, Edom, and the other nations that are here, the amount of years that they put in trying to fulfill their lusts. As far as trying to be this next millionaire, next billionaire, all right, the next superstar here in America, in the society, not knowing that the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai is poised to destroy this place. That's why the scriptures say that the Lord's determination is to gather the nations for His fierce anger. For what? For World War III, and that's going to be the end. That's going to be the start of the end for Babylon the Great. Okay, but you got that precept up.
You can quote it again, because I'm looking for it.
Yeah, where it says those that bought not, something to that effect. Let's see here. Yeah, because I'm trying to remember the exact quote for it. It says those that sold not. If I can find it. But did you have another precept on deck by chance?
Yeah, I got one real quick.
Okay, you got it.
This Micah 2 in verse 10. It says, "Arise and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction."
Yeah, so it says it shall destroy you with a sword destruction. Okay, and mind you, it says a sword destruction. Okay, but it says not to make this place your rest. All right, not to make this place your main hub of where your children, basically your children, where have you, your families. Okay, no, man, because this place is about to disappear very soon, man. Okay, Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai is not playing, man. If you notice what's been happening, Okay. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai has been causing certain things to happen. That's why you see the different calamities. You know, you've been noticing recently, right? Um, around Christmas or what have you. You got people that drop dead from the weather. You know, basically the that extreme weather that the Lord brought upon Babylon the Great. People died from that, man. All right, and on top of that, you had New Year's. People died. People dropped dead. You know, and now look what's going on. Now you got these different football players. You know, athletes, rappers dropping dead, man. Entertainers dropping dead. All right, and why is that? Okay, the reason why is because first and foremost, they're not in line with the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and how we're supposed to be according to what Yahweh Bashmiel Shah told us to do. Okay, but it's all good. I'm not able to find it, but real quick, I want to see if I can grab a quick precept since Spirit calling for it. This Second Peter chapter 3 verse 11. It says, "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved." Right? What does it mean by that? It means that everything that you see around you right now, because remember, everything is made out of elements, man. Okay, so all these things are going to be dissolved. Okay, now since we know this, right? It says, "What manner, right? What manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness." Now let's get the word manner real quick. Okay, so that word manner in the Greek, I think it's potapos, if I'm pronouncing it. All right, it says of what sort or quality, right? The quality of the person that you are. Okay, your basically your way of thinking, your mentality. That's what it means by your manner. Okay, how do you govern your mentality? How do you govern your mental? If it's not according to what's written within the scriptures, then more than likely you're not going to be able to get through what's about to happen when all hell breaks loose. Okay, so the manner of persons that you see right now here in Babylon the Great, okay, is two extremes. You got on the one end that rather make their bed here in Babylon and lay in it, okay, and then you have ones that see what's happening according to prophecy and girded ourselves with Yahweh Shai. All right, especially when the scriptures speak about putting on the image of Yahweh Shai. All right, that's a part of it. All right, that mannerism. Okay, now when you look at how our Lord Yahweh Shai operated when he was in the flesh, okay, that's how the elect is. Okay, because when it comes to the members of the elect, we all, which Lord's will, we're part of that number. You know, we all have Yahweh Shai with us. All right. So with that being said, we operate in a certain way. You know, our mentality is not like other people. That's why we read earlier, right? You brought it out, right? At our second Esdras, the 16th chapter, being pilgrims. That's mentality that the elect has, man. Okay. But like it says here, it says of what sort or quality, right? And also add on top of that, it says from what country or nation or tribe. Okay. So seeing all these things be dissolved, now is the time to hone in, okay, on our heritage. You know, that's why the apostles and elders always say that when you run into this, get into it. Okay, don't just be that a person that's just going through the motions, man. Get into it. You know, get look into it, man. All right, I'm talking to the newer people that are tuning in. Especially the new brothers. Get into it, man. All right, but yeah. So I believe that's yeah, that's it on this definition. So I'm gonna go back. So again, it says, seeing then that all these things be dissolved, right? Knowing the times, okay. It says, what manner of persons ought ye to be? So what mentality should you have in this time today? In all holy conversation, See, and the conversation that we have is holy, man. Okay. In other words, when you look at that word holy, what does it mean? It means separate. Okay. So it's separate from the conversation that other people have. Because when we and it's like speaking another language. That's why when you read in I believe Zephaniah, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the 3rd chapter.
Mhm.
It says where it says the pure language. Yeah, the language that we speak is of the scriptures, which is a pure language. That's why other people are not able to understand it. That's why when you walk up to somebody who's like speaking, maybe like Mandarin or something like that, or Polish or Dutch or anything like that, or Greek, if you're not learned in that conversation, you're not going to understand what they're saying. So that's why when it comes to this, our conversation, right, our language, this is it. And that's why when people try to dive into it, they're not able to understand it. When you read the scriptures, you're really literally reading the mind of Yahweh or Yahweh Shai,
Mhm.
and that's why people can't get it because it's of a different conversation from what they have. That's why they're not able to fully grasp the they're not able to grasp the importance, for lack of a better term, or the urgency of what the scriptures are saying. So, like it says here, in all the conversation and godliness, right? So, reading on, right? Verse 12, it says, looking for and hasting. See that? Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High through his son Yahweh Shai, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved,
Mhm.
and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And as I was mentioning earlier, right? The elements. Everything's made out of elements. So you gotta imagine everything you see around you, buildings, streets, infrastructures, they're all going to be swept away. That's why the when you read in the scriptures, it speaks about the Lord coming through and sweeping this place with the besom or the besom of destruction. And that besom is a broom, something that you sweep with. All right. So the Lord is going to use the element of fire to dissolve these things that you see in Babylon the Great and sweep this place clean off the face of the earth. Well, you got something out there on that.
Kind of got some. This the book of First Peter's on 1 in verse 13. It says, "Wherefore gird up the loins of your mind, be sober, and hope to the end of the grace that is to be brought unto you by the revelation of Yahweh Shai of Mashiach."
Yeah. So it
Oh,
said,
Shai.
gird up, Slaki. Yep. Just expound on it real quick and I'll give it to you. It says, girding up the loins of your mind.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you're supposed to gird up the loins of your mind, basically guard your mind. That's what it's about. And the brothers has been going into this a lot lately about your mentality, your mind, because it's a mindset. All right. And depending on where your mindset is, it has to be aligned with the mindset of who? Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Because like I was mentioning earlier about Yahweh Shai being in the flesh, what was his mentality? What was his mindset? The kingdom. And also looking and searching out the lost sheep of the house of Israel, which was the task that the Lord gave to his disciples also, and to share in that same mindset. So when you look at this whole body, and that's another thing too. This is a body, okay? The body has all moving parts, but what's moving those parts? Yahweh Shai being the head. Okay, so that's why the body is gonna move according to what the mind tells it to do. You can't move the finger without you thinking about moving that finger. All right, or reaching out to grab something. You have to. It first start with a. It starts with a thought. When you reach out and grab something. So same thing with Yahweh Shai and Mashiach. The body is gonna move according to what Yahweh Shai is wanting the body to do. Right. So it says, gird up the loins of your mind, like it says here, right? So basically, to guard your mind, and it says, be sober. And why does it say be sober? Because everywhere you look, and case in point, yesterday, you remember that out yesterday, yeah, the whole thing yesterday. I'm not sure if anybody else caught the, caught the live stream yesterday, but this guy was doing the most just to,
Mm.
just to make it, put it simply. But that was a prime example of somebody being drunk and not with wine, you know. But it says to be sober, right? So to be sober in the spirit, okay. The opposite of being sober is being drunk. And when you're drunk, you have no control. You're not control of your faculties. And if anybody tells you anything, you just throw it out because you're not thinking. All right. When you're sober, you're thinking. Your mind's working and is putting things together. So when it comes to this truth, all right, this word is being presented to the people. All right. And I should say the elect of the nation of Israel, which is among our people. Okay. It says to be sober, right? To consider. That's a part of it, right? To think, okay? Because the majority of our people, they're not thinking right now. They base their lives off of impulse. And when you have an impulse, you're not thinking. You just at the first thought, you just do it, you know, or by emotions. You get emotional. You think you'll feel some type of way, and you notice that too when somebody says that, oh, well, I felt like doing this, or I feel like this, I feel like that. Then they're not thinking. They're going by emotions. Okay. You always have that person that says like, well, I feel like this and that. Well, no, no. You're supposed to be thinking. You're supposed to have this mentality. You know. And it says, and hope to the end of the grace says to be brought unto you at the revelation. All right, the revelation of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, and that's happening right now. Okay. But yeah, you was gonna add to that up.
Now I had just had the word gird up.
Okay.
Kind of this the word gird up. Strong's G28. It says to gird up. Metaphor to be prepared. It says jump it down to the
Slaki. Yeah, it says be prepared. Okay, that what it means to gird up. It means to prepare yourself, to prep. All right, to arm yourself. Okay, why? Because when the scriptures speak about those spiritual wickedness in high places, that scripture is not there for no reason. Okay, and with the spiritual wickedness in high places, okay, that's talking about the higher ups of Edom, because they're operating underneath the vibration of the spiritual demon Satan. So, and also as well, you got to consider Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. So they're going to come down with great wrath, knowing that they have but a short time. So in this time, we're supposed to be prepared spiritually, okay? Because of what Esau's about to come with, all right? He's about to come with the force, so to speak, all right? His military. Yeah, but you got
kind of they were pretty much it on it.
Kind of, yep. Yeah, it says actually, let me read this little tidbit right here. So it says a metaphor derived from the practice of the Orientals, and who's that talking about? Yeah, the East. All right, and that's us. Okay, that's like I said, this place is not our home. We're from the East. Okay, so that's another thing. That's where our mentality should be too, the East, because everybody's mentality is on the West. All right, and what does the West teach you? All right, the West teach you to be docile. It teach you to be to be happy-go-lucky, so to speak, or to basically just to be complacent. So that's the presence of the West. But the East, all right, where we set our minds to, it's of a whole another fashion. Okay, this is that pursues onto us being Israelites. Okay, us knowing who we are as a people. Okay, it says who, in order to be unimpeded in their movements, all right, were accustomed when starting a journey or engaging in any work to bind their long flowing garments closely around their bodies and fasten them with a leather belt. Okay, so when starting a journey or engaging in any sort of work, okay, they bind their garments closely, and that's what they gird up. Now this is pursuing onto your mind, right? So it's telling you that when it says to gird up your the loins of your mind, right? it means to basically to prepare your mind, all right, for what's about to take place, and also the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai. That's
Mhm.
why it says here to and to hope to the end for the grace that's brought by the revelation of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Okay, so you had to prepare your mind for the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai and what's about to happen. Okay, because the Lord is about to be revealed and to everybody here very soon. Okay, we've already been exposed to Yahweh Shai, right? In the spirit. Okay, but he's gonna manifest himself physically, Salakia, and everybody's not gonna be prepared in that day when Yahweh Shai returns, because they're not expecting him to return on chariots, okay, which are the so-called UFOs, okay, and their minds are thinking that he's gonna return in a fairy tale way, you know, which they got these modern day Christians, they have their image of the Lord, and they think it's gonna be some sort of like a fairy tale, type of revelation. But no, the Lord's going to come back with force. Okay, that's why when you read in Isaiah chapter 66 verse 15, it says that the Lord is going to return with fire in his chariots like a whirlwind.
Mhm.
Okay, to execute judgments on the earth. All right, but that was it on that up.
Con, I got some real quick to bag up what you said about the East.
Uh huh.
This Jeremiah 6 and verse 16. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shai, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths.
Mm,
Where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls." But
yeah.
they said, it's like
Oh no, you got it. You got it.
it says, but they said we will not walk therein. So
Yeah,
like,
and that's Jake. You know, it said we will not walk therein. Okay, but like it says here, it says, "Stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths."
mm-hmm,
Okay, what are the old paths? The east. Okay, the eastern world, and how we operated back in the ancient world. And guess what? We're gonna go back to that, man. All right, we're gonna go back to those old paths, which were what good. See, that's why it says here, "Where is the good way?" So the scripture's telling you that the old paths, the ways of the east, are the good ways. Okay, and it says, "And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls." And that's why Jake has no rest here in Babylon the Great. Okay, the only rest that they have here in Babylon the Great is that whatever endeavor that they have. Okay, they as far as them finding some sort of a resting place here in Babylon the Great, which really is not. Okay, their resting place is here on the basis of this monetary system and what Esau can provide. Okay, and what Esau is giving towards our people, but it's not really a rest for them. Okay, it's just continuing to push them further and further and deeper into an even lower state, and also leads unto more oppression. Okay, that's why our people, again, that's why our people are dropping dead because of
mm-hmm,
that this is the result of Esau Edom being in rulership. Okay, unrest. All right, dis-ease. Okay, so it says walk therein, right, the ways of the east, and it says ye shall find rest for your souls. And how is that? Because with knowing what's taking place, okay, and setting your sights, or better yet, aligning your mentality with the mentality of Yahweh Shai, which again, according to the East, okay, you're gonna find rest. That this is our peace, okay. This is where we have our peace. Anywhere else you go in this world, you're not gonna be able to find peace. That's why people that are millionaires, they got all the money in the world. Guess what ends up happening? They off themselves. They unalive themselves.
mm-hmm,
Okay, and that's why the suicide rate is at all is rising, because people are not, they're not at rest. Okay, they're unease. All right, they're uneasy. Okay, because their ways of living is not according to life, which is promoted by the Bible, promoted by the scriptures. And that's why you have Jake today that make this statement, saying that they will not walk in these good ways. They will not walk in the old paths. Okay. But yeah, that's all I had. Unless you want to expound on that too as well. You want to add on it?
I got something to back you up with the statements that you just made because basically, you know, the elect, their mind is on the east because this Western culture, or this Western society, or this Western mindset, it defiles you. And once you come to your Howard Shah, you have to be renewed. You have to be washed again, for the lack of better words. Where Jake, in this world or this society, they love those filthy garments. You know, they love those filthy mindsets, man. And the Lord, He's not dealing with things like that. This is the book of Romans 12:2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Just going back into just the statement that the elder brother made earlier about how the elect is going to have that Eastern mindset, man. And again, the Eastern mindset is to throw out everything that you thought you knew, man. And basically being born again through what? Through this truth, through this word, man. Being born pure. Because we wasn't raised righteous in this society, man. We wasn't raised the morals of the Bible. No, man. We was raised the morals of Esau, which is very, very low. It says, and be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good, acceptable, and perfect will of the Most High. You know? And again, it's the will of Yahweh Shah for his elect to return, man. You know, but it's also the will of Yahweh Shah for the ones that don't want to return or the ones that want to stay here. It's basically offer, man, to unalive them. You know, that's the spirit of the Lord being made manifest on the planet Earth, a separation, man. The ones that serve the Lord and the ones that don't, the ones that want to go home and the ones that want to stay in this party, man, until it gets shot up, you know?
Beautiful point. Yeah. And also as well, just to expound on that scripture you just brought out, this is the word for transform in the Greek. Is that word is metamorpho. All right.
Okay.
That reminds me of the word metamorphosis. Actually, you know what? Just out of curiosity, I'm gonna have this on deck. What is it? Let's see if I can get it again. Yeah, because that word metamorpho, that's a heavy word. Yeah. So you got today's term metamorphosis, but I'm gonna get it here first. It says so this is a Greek word metamorpho. Okay. It says to transform, right? It says literally or figuratively. All right. It says change, transfigure, transform. Now here it says to change it to another form, to transform, to transfigure. All right. And which that's what's taking place, a transformation. Okay. So like it says here, it says be not conformed to this world. And actually, let me get conform real quick.
Okay.
So conform is I believe it's schematizo, if I'm pronouncing it right. It says to fashion alike. And you see today, the majority of our people have fashioned themselves onto this world, this current world that they're living. That's why you see them following the latest trends, getting into keeping up with the Joneses, trying to do everything in their power to be like, and this is a true to a T. They try everything in their power in this day and age to be just like the so-called white man in every way, form, or fashion. Okay, and because they see him prospering. I mean, even King David had to make a statement on that. He said he was envious of the wicked or the foolish because he saw the prosperity. You know, and that was actually prophecy because you see it happening right now. Okay, you got our people that are majority of our people, 2/3 that are envious of what Esau Edom has. But again, we brought out in Second Peter, right, chapter 3, seeing all these things be dissolved. You know, the manner of person that you ought to be, knowing that these things are going to melt away in an hour. So, like it says here, it says to fashion alike, i.e., to conform to the same pattern. Okay, and you see that today with our people, they're fashioning themselves to the way of this Western world instead of fashioning their ways according to the ways of the East, like we brought out earlier. But it says here, but be ye transformed, right? And again, that word is metamorpho, right? Which again means to transform. Okay. And just out of curiosity, because I ain't had this on deck, But actually, yeah. So me get this word in the regular definition, right? The Merriam-Webster. Okay, it says, and I'm gonna get this one. It says a striking alteration in appearance, character, the word character,
Mhm.
or circumstances. So the main point is a striking alteration in character. Let's get the word character. I know we're going deep in this one.
It's
Yeah,
spirit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Deep dive, man. That's why I scared to tell you that the depths of the wisdom of Yahweh Shah can't be compared, man. That's why we continually say, give praise to Yahweh Shah, man. But it says here, character, right? It says one of the attributes or features that make up and distinguish an individual.
Mhm.
See that? So again, it says something of your feature that makes you, that makes you as who you are. Okay, your emotions, how basically how you govern your life. Okay, um, yeah. So that's basically the main point. All right,
Okay.
as you go through here, I don't see anything else on the definition, but
I
yeah,
got
basically something.
it's like
I was like,
y'all.
you got some.
I got something for you real quick just to bag up that character.
Uh
This the
huh.
book of Colossians 3 and 12, because this the characteristics of the elect. This Colossians 3 and 12, it says, put on, therefore, as the elect of the Most
Beautiful,
High,
beautiful.
holy and beloved, bowels and mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering, forbearing one another, forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as my shall forgave you, so also do ye. But the point was really the 12th verse when it says bowels of mercy, kindness, and one of those things is what humbleness of mind. Which basically is not an outward thing; it's an inward thing, man. Knowing that you sinned against your power and you're trying to do you're trying to do the things that's pleasing unto him, man. Teaching. You know what I'm saying? It says meekness and long suffering, and also that long suffering is being patient, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. But all these are the characteristics of the elect. And just going back into what you said, character, because you going back to that Romans 12, when you go into the word renewing, it actually means to change for the better. Because we was all once filthy and wicked in this society, but the Lord have gave us the standard, man. And the standard is where it's written. Where we know what the standard is. It's in the scriptures, you know. So again, we putting off that old man, that the filth and the lust, and again those dirty garments, and we're putting on the righteous garments of Yahweh Shema Shai. And again, being a whole new person, for the lack of better words. People that see you now, a couple years ago, they say you a whole different person now. You change. And for lack of better words, we change for the better, man. You know.
Yep, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, so and that's a beautiful precept too, because it lets you know it says to put on therefore as the elect of the Most High. So it's just like and that's why we read earlier, right? To gird up the loins of your mind, because you're putting on as the elect of the Most High. That means you're putting on the mentality of the elect of the nation of Israel, which puts us in a good case, because Lord's will, we're a part of that number. We're a part of that lot. But this is where it starts. And again, we always go into it. It starts with the mind, you know. So it's like the brother just brought out. It says bowels of mercy, kindness, and humbleness of mind. We just brought out earlier. The brother in the precept. It says to be sober, right? And being sober, this is a part of it. All right, being sober minded, which means to be also a part of that is being humble. Humbleness of mind. Okay, and yeah. So I believe that's it on this word character. You got another precept up on deck?
No, I ain't got one up.
Okay, cut. Yeah, I'm gonna close out with this one right here. Um, So this book of Second Corinthians chapter 4, verse 18. It says, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we brought out earlier about the thoughts of men being mortal. the mortal thoughts of men, roughly paraphrasing with the precept we brought out earlier. In other words, we're looking at the things that are not seen. You can't see with the naked eye, and which really, to be honest with you, if you're in the spirit, you can see it. All right, because when you see this body coming together the way that it is, you're actually witnessing the kingdom being put together right now. Because it's another scripture, right? If I may, just to back that up. Let's see, real quick. This is the book of Luke, chapter 17, just laying back off of that. Luke chapter 17, and I'll visit at verse 20. It says, "And when he was the man of the Pharisees, when the kingdom of the Most High should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom, here it is, the kingdom of the Most High cometh not with observation." See that? So the kingdom is not going to come with observation. Okay? And what it means by that, it's talking about but with the naked eye. Okay? Because those that have the spiritual eyesight, the insight to see what's going on, what's taking place here, you see the kingdom coming together. And this is what's going to bring it all together right here in this verse. Verse 21 says, "Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of the Most High is within you." See that? So yeah, so again, laying back off the precept on 2 Corinthians, right? It says, "We look not the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen." So the kingdom is not going to come by observation with the naked eye. All right? Because the things that are unseen, right? That's talking about this kingdom, all right, which is again is within us. We make the kingdom, okay, starting with Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai. Okay, that is where our minds are right now. The things that are not seen, which is the kingdom, which again that is being built right now before the people's very eyes, and Yahweh Shai is going to put the final nail in the coffin for this current kingdom that's set up and establish His kingdom, which He's bringing it all together. Okay, because with the downfall of this current kingdom, this current empire, if you want to use that term, which is America, with the end of America is going to be the beginning of the kingdom of Yahweh Bashmi Shai. That's why when you read in Second Esdras, right, it says what? It says that Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay, so reading on, it says, "For the things which are seen are temporal." See that? So it's only here for a temporary time, and that's, and also as well, just to expound on that, okay, that's why Esau, the way that he has the society ran, or a part of it, is, again, like I mentioned earlier, it's based off impulse. It's based off of the here and now. It's based off what's here for a little while, and then it's gone. Okay, that's why it's placed is regarded as a shadow, the valley of the shadow of death, because a shadow doesn't last for a long time. It only lasts for a point in time, and then it disappears. So the things which are seen right now are temporal. Okay, they have a time limit, and that when that time limit is up, it expires. Okay, so it says, "But the things which are not seen, which is the kingdom, are eternal." So that's the mentality of the elect, which goes full circle back to the topic of this live stream, which is what? They love not their lives. Okay, which to go to the scripture, right? Revelation chapter 12 verse 11. I'm gonna get it real quick, and then we'll close out on that. Unless you got something else on that.
I got some real quick to
okay, yeah, you got it. Yeah, you got it.
Cause it's Colossians 3:1. "If ye then be risen with Yahweh Shai Mashiach, seek those things which are above, where Yahweh Shai sitteth on the right hand of the Most High. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth."
Yep, expound on that up.
Okay, just backing up that 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, man. Don't set your affection, and once you go into that word affection, it basically means your love or your understanding, man. Because people, they can understand the carnal world, but they can't understand the things that's going on in the spirit. It says set your affection on things in heaven, which is what Yahweh Shah, the heavenly things, man. The kingdom of heaven, in the things that we must go through in order to enter into the kingdom of heaven, man.
Yep, that's it. Yeah. So yeah, setting your affection. Let's see. Yeah. So if you get that word, set your affection.
God.
I believe. Let's see. It may be on that word set there, but I'm gonna just get it. It says so it's word. It means phronio. Okay. It says to exercise the mind. It says entertain or have a sentiment or opinion, by implication, to be mentally disposed, more or less earnestly in a certain direction.
Mhm.
Okay. So as far as us, we have our minds that are set in a certain direction. Okay. It says intensively, and it says to interest oneself in.
Mhm.
Okay. Set the affection on. Right. But if you read on, it says what? To have to have understanding and be wise. Okay. It says to direct one's mind to a thing, to seek, to strive for.
Mhm.
Okay. So in other words, it says when setting your affection on something, okay, you're exercising, you're entertaining, all right, the things that are above. Okay. You're setting your mentality to the things on in the heavens and not the things on the earth. Okay. Uh yeah, so like it says here, it says set the affection, right? It says to interest oneself in. See
Mhm.
that? So that's why making that statement earlier in the spirit that this is something that you have to place your interest in. You have to set your mentality on the things that are above. All right, you set your mind on the kingdom. Okay, that is what it means to put on as the elect. That what it means to have that mentality, and that's what it also means to not love your life unto the death. Okay, but just go ahead and I'll hop back to Revelation chapter 12, verse. I'm gonna start at verse 10. It says, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now has come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power, and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accuse them before our power day and night." Okay, and this is a future prophecy, and guess what? It's happening as time goes on. Okay, because now the Lord is poised to return and to throw down our accuser, which is who? Esau Edom. Okay. Now verse 11, here's the point. It says, and they overcame him. Oh, here, oh. It says they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. See, and this is how we overcome this man, by that sacrifice that was performed, that sacrifice that was done by our Lord Yahweh Shai when he gave up his life. That set that set the tone for what's happening today concerning the elect. Okay, without this, every all flesh will be dead, man. All flesh will be destroyed. But through that sacrifice, the elect now has returned, and now that mentality which we were speaking about, the whole overtone of this live stream. Okay, now that mentality has returned to the men that are in that lot, and it says here, and by the word of their testimony, which is prophecy, right? It says, and they love not their lives unto the death. And that's the point. That's the whole overtone. It says they love not their lives unto the death. Because we know, like we read earlier in 2 Corinthians and the rest of the precepts we brought out, that this place is only temporary and is only going to last for a certain amount of time and it's going to disappear. So our mentality is on things that are eternal, which is again the kingdom. Okay. Everything else, falls to the wayside. Our main priority is the kingdom. Okay, just how Yahweh Shah's main priority was establishing the kingdom when he was in the flesh. And guess what? He still had that same mentality to establish his kingdom. That's why this I quoted earlier in Zephaniah, his determination. Okay, the Lord is determined to bring this about. He's determined to establish his kingdom on the planet Earth. Okay, and he will not stop until that's done, until he execute the intents of his heart, like the scriptures say. All right, but you got anything else? You got any closing remarks?
Oh no.
Okay, come. Then we'll go ahead and off on that. You know, but yeah. So once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Rakakwadash. Once again, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and will to this day. Shalom, peace and safety, and salutations to the hopefully elect. That's continuing to also further this word as well, continuing to show forth your faith in this ministry and spreading this gospel to other members of the hopefully elect in all faith, truth, sincerity, and all charity. And with that, we're going to say Shalom.
Shalom. DTA
about soon. Right now.
Tonight.
Yesterday.